Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be here, and I am glad to be here. Happened to be in Detroit, Michigan this weekend on free days. But I feel like I'm in wobble. And, so what is wobble? Wobble, for me, is not something that happens from the outside in, but the inside out. Think of a high-performance vehicle. All of us are what I would consider to be high-performance vehicles. Think of those vehicles with 4 tires on them. And each of those tires, if they're underinflated or overinflated, then we're not going to get the performance that we want. We're going to lack velocity, and we're going to feel wobble. And you know when you feel wobbly. Think of the 4 quadrants. Compare the 4 quadrants to the 4 tires. If you're out of whack with your core, in other words, you're out of whack with your relationship with God, your relationship with family, or your relationship with yourself, you're going to feel that wobble. You may not be able to pinpoint it, but you know that it's there. What about your experiences? If you're out of wobble with your unique ability, if you're out doing things that don't give you pleasure, that you're not at your very best at, that don't excite you and motivate you and inspire you, then you're in wobble. And if you're not, if you're living, so go down to the 3rd quadrant, then if you're out of balance in terms of your contribution, in other words, that you're living in reaction versus living in gratitude. When the arrows are pointing in and not pointing out, and you don't feel, everything seems to be about you, and you're forgetting to be that as you serve others, gratitude and how you feel elevates and it eliminates wobble. And then the 4th area, of course, is financial, our contribution. Am I defining myself by my money, my lack of money? Or am I defining myself by too much money? Or what I do with my money? Am I defining myself by my money? And if I am, I'm in wobble. So as you look at those, what is the great wobble eliminator? So how do I attack this? So I feel like I'm a little bit in wobble right now. For me, the best way to attack it is what I call PMED. And PMED means prayer, meditation, exercise, and diet. If I can begin my day with PMED, now let me explain a little bit. Prayer, in and of itself, is where we collaborate with God. And one of the elements of collaboration is to appreciate and to acknowledge. And that means to work together. And if I can appreciate Him, so in my mind I visualize myself stronger. I try to focus on those things that I'm grateful for, not on what I need, but what I can do so that God can help me do the things that I need to do. So everything begins with prayer, and I can visualize my family stronger, me stronger, healthier, etc. The second thing is, the M is for meditation. And meditation isn't just about sitting around and letting your mind go blank. For me, meditation involves reading good books, reading from scriptures, reading from books that will inspire me, and to be able to contemplate those, to contemplate and to listen. That's where you get your answers to prayers oftentimes, is in that meditation. But it empowers you and it allows me to think about the things that matter most and the things that are essential for me. Exercise. This body needs to be exercised. And when you exercise your body, you exercise your brain. And it is a wobble eliminator. And then, of course, we all know how important diet is. So I put diet last because I know that if I do prayer, meditation, exercise, I usually eat better. If I do exercise first, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to do the other 3. So I call it PMED. And if I can start my day with prayer, meditation, exercise, and diet, then I have a phenomenal day. So my empowering question for this week is, what can I do to ensure that I'll begin each day with PMED, prayer, meditation, and exercise and diet? PMED, the great wobble eliminator. Have a wonderful week. I look forward to talking to you next week. Bye-bye.